The smartphone market, it feels like this constant race for the fastest chip, the craziest camera, but what if a phone just decided to focus on something else entirely? Well, today, we're unpacking exactly that, the Motorola Moto G86 Power 5G, a phone that seems like it was built for the real world.
I mean, really think about it. How many times have you been out somewhere just staring at that dreaded 10% battery warning? Or, that heart-stopping moment when your phone just slips out of your hand? This phone? Well, it's designed to solve those exact problems.
So the Moto G86 Power 5G, it isn't trying to be the thinnest phone or have the most megapixels. No, instead, Motorola is zeroing in on three things that actually matter, day to day. We're talking about battery life, durability, and how well you can see the screen. This is a phone built for pure practicality.
Okay, so let's jump right into its biggest feature, the one that gives it that power name. This is about stamina that could totally change how you even think about charging your phone.
In a world that is just obsessed with camera specs and how fast a processor is, Motorola has gone all in on the one thing that gives every single one of us anxiety every single day: battery life.
And here is the magic number: 6,720 milliamp hours. Now, to put that into perspective for you, a lot of the big flagship phones are sitting around 5,000. So this isn't just a big battery, this is a go away for the weekend and forget your charger kind of huge battery. Seriously, we are talking genuine multi-day use on a single charge. And of course, you might be thinking, a huge battery like that must take forever to charge, right? Well, that's why they've included 33-watt turbo power fast charging. So when you finally do need to plug it in, you're not going to be waiting around all day to fill up that massive power tank.
But look, a battery that lasts for days doesn't mean a whole lot if the phone itself can't handle real life. So for the second big pillar, Motorola basically made this thing a tank.
This phone has some serious layers of protection. You've got top-tier dust and water resistance, we're talking IP68 and even IP69. The screen is shielded by Gorilla Glass 7i, which is tough stuff. But then there's the big one, MIL STD810H. And just so we're clear, this is not just some fancy marketing term. It is a US military standard. That means this phone has been tested against drops, shock, vibration, and even extreme temperatures. It's built to handle way more than just the occasional accident. This also proves that rugged doesn't have to mean ugly. The vegan leather finish actually gives it this premium look and feel. So you're getting all that durability without giving up on design.
Right. So a phone that lasts all day and can survive a fall, well, it needs a screen you can actually see, especially when you're outside. And that brings us to the third major pillar, a ridiculously bright and vibrant display. The screen itself is just fantastic. It's a big 6.7-inch POLED display. That P just means it's a lighter, thinner type of OLED, giving you those perfect deep blacks and amazing colors. The Super HD resolution is sharper than your standard Full HD, and the 120 Hz refresh rate makes everything feel buttery smooth. But there is one number here that is it's mind-blowing.
4,500 nits of peak brightness. Okay, for most people, that's just a number. It doesn't mean much. But when you see how it stacks up against other phones, its importance becomes crystal clear. I mean, just look at this. Your typical premium phone might get up to, 1,500 nits? The Moto G86 triples that. So what does that actually mean for you? It means you can be standing in direct, blinding sunlight, and the screen will still be perfectly clear and easy to read. That is an absolute game changer. So obviously, those three massive pillars, the battery, the durability, the screen, they all need a solid foundation to stand on. So let's take a quick peek under the hood at all the other parts that make this whole experience work.
So you're getting a really capable MediaTek Dimensity processor, the latest Android 15, and a solid 50-megapixel main camera that even has optical image stabilization. Throw in dual stereo speakers, modern Wi-Fi 6, and a 32-megapixel selfie camera, and what you have is a seriously competent phone that honestly punches well above its weight.
All right, so after looking at all the pieces, what's the big picture here? Who should actually be thinking about buying the Moto G86 Power 5G?
This phone? It's for anyone out there who values reliability more than gimmicks. It's for the person who just needs a tool that they can depend on day in and out. It's a true workhorse that combines that insane battery life, military-grade toughness, and a screen that's brighter than pretty much anything else out there.
And really, that brings us to the final question. In a market that's obsessed with phones that are more powerful, but also more fragile and always hungry for power,
The Moto G86 Power. It almost feels like a rebellion. It kind of forces you to ask yourself, what do I truly need from my phone every single day? Maybe, just maybe, the ultimate feature isn't the fastest chip, but simply a phone that lasts.